The Detroit Lions just got some great news, and it wasn't even news that had to do with the Detroit Lions. I love when this happens. So the Daniel Jeremiah, I'm just going to get right to it. This is going to be a super long video, so hang in there with me. At least I don't plan on it being a super long video, but sometimes I talk. So there's a big rumor going on right now that the Titans are exploring a trade up for the Cardinals. Now, if this happens or not, I don't know. But if the Titans trade up, it's very clear they're trading up for one man, and that man is Anthony Richardson. Or if by some miracle the Texans and the Panthers take Richardson instead of Young or Stroud, they'll be trading up for one of those guys. But they want the third overall pick. And what this says is that the Titans are ready for their next quarterback. It just makes sense that they would be. Daniel Jeremiah, he said this, can I give you a team right now that I've been told to keep your eye on that's exploring this and looking into this? He said, it's, again, this is just people around the league who said, do not sleep on number 11, the Tennessee Titans. The two teams to keep an eye on with trade-ups were the Raiders and the Titans. Okay, so I'm going to pause here, and then we're going to talk about why is this good news for the Detroit Lions? Well, here's what we know. We know that the Lions have the 6th pick. We know that there's been 2 elite talents. There's actually turning out to be a couple more. But this helps us in a couple of different ways. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up just a quick little mock draft on Tankathon here. And right now they have Stroud going to the Panthers, Young to the Texans. So what if the Raiders move into 3? What if the Titans move up to 3? Okay. If they move up to 3, that means Anthony Richardson's going to go there. The Colts have long been rumored for Will Levis before Anthony Richardson just went off. That is where Will Levis used to go in mock drafts, right here, number 4. If you go to any mock draft pre-NFL Combine, Will Levis went number 4 to the Colts. And they talked about how he fits the profile of exactly what a Colts quarterback would look like. So if it goes quarterback for the first 4 picks, this does something very unique at 5-6. If Will Anderson goes, what if the Seahawks are in on Jalen Carter? What if they've done their due diligence and they're like, dude, this dude's just too good. We can't pass up on him. If one of these 2 guys, Jalen Carter or Will Anderson, are still sitting there for the Lions, all of a sudden you get a really good trade down scenario. Maybe it's the Titans that want a dominant player. Maybe it's the Eagles replenishing some of that defense. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's the Raiders realizing that they need that. But what if somebody comes up and says, no, we'll give you just a little extra capital because we want Carter. We want one of, and the Lions are like, yeah, we don't really want him. So we'll move back a few spots and we'll still get our guy. And maybe the guy is Tyree Wilson. Maybe the guy is Christian Gonzalez. Maybe the guy is Devin Witherspoon. I don't know, but it could be something that we would look into. It absolutely could be something that we would look into. What if we could get 2 first? Would you guys be opposed to that? Don't you think that would be great news for the Detroit Lions? Like, I'm just saying, like, as we look down here, what if somebody has a couple of firsts that they're like, yeah, no, we can do this. We want to move up. Maybe it's the Seahawks. They had a really rough defense. They have 5. Maybe they want 6 too. So they give up number 20 and a first round pick next year. Maybe it's the Jaguars in a similar position. So now all of a sudden we have 18, we have 24, and then we have a first rounder again next year. Like, there are teams that you have to look into and consider, like, oh, maybe this is something that could happen. Maybe. I don't know if it's worth it to them. I don't think the Eagles would give us both their first because they're too close to us right here at 10-6. But you never know. The Eagles might be like, we want Carter. Or if Will Anderson's still available, we want Will Anderson. So they're willing to give us 10 and 20 or whatever it is that they have, 28. I don't know. All right. So it's one of those things. They would be actually at the very bottom, 30. So maybe they do it. This is good news. Anytime you get more players that'll be gone that weren't on the Lions' radar to begin with, the better it is. The better it is. And anytime you start getting these trade ups, there's other teams that are starting to look because it just means if quarterbacks are going, I don't think talent wise, as far as how they play the position, I don't think Richardson or Levis should be a top 5 pick. But if those guys are going in the top 5, it means they're booting out players that are legitimate top 3, top 5 talents. So number 6 is sitting there. You could be having a player that is number 1 or 2 on talent, as far as talent goes on teams' boards, that are still sitting there, and it's the 6th pick, so they want to move up for it. And the Lions are in the ability to either take advantage of that by trading back or just making the pick themselves. All right, that's why I think it's good news for the Lions. You let me know if you feel the same. Do you even think it's going to happen? I don't think any of us thought the Panthers were actually going to get all the way up to number 1. So that's exciting. I always thought it was just going to be the Colts moving to 1, the Bears moving to 4, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Told you it'd be a shorter video. Peace out.